idea was this?
Hello everyone, welcome back to J Bob's Reviews. Today we're going to take a look at Romeo and Juliet.
Unfortunately, before we begin, there is a rather long, boring prologue, which I will read to you now.
This one's obviously geared for kids and everyone else that wants to watch it. It's a silly, happy-go-lucky movie with a little bit of something for everyone. We've got sunbathing gnomes, bunnies, Borat gnome, Dolly Parton gnome, Ozzy the Fawn, Jim Cummings, Von Featherstone, Jason Tybalt Statham, and Randy the Terraforminator Savage.
Yeah.
That's Hulk Hogan, actually. Oh, sorry?
Isn't that cute? But it's wrong!
Anyone else?
Sir Patrick Stewart as William Shakespeare.
Right. I mean, how can I forget about him? I mean, he's had about, 159 actor credits? Sheesh. Impressive.
And just who could put such a star-studded cast together, you ask?
Fine, all right. Who? Yeah, I was kind of wondering why he had so many songs in there.
I got one!
There's a clear hat tip to the two warring houses, Montague and Capulet, as crotchety neighbors that growl at each other throughout the entire film.
Lovely old codger.
Lawn gnomes. Not sure what people like about them. Heck, I'm not sure why I started liking them. It's essentially a watered-down version of Romeo and Juliet that's largely family-friendly, with more gnomes that you could shake a stick at, and who like to drag race in the alley on lawnmowers for some reason, like the Transporter. Aside from the Dolly and Borat gnomes, they kept the material rather squeaky clean, all things considered, since it's geared to kids. And yes, it does veer away from the traditional ending, whereas nobody dies in the film. Just Gnomeo's dad and Juliet's mom being mentioned as having passed away as part of the story before the movie started, or shattered because they're lawn gnomes, right?
No kicking, no burping, no slurping, no cussing, no squalling, no wrestling, no heeing, no hawing.
I mentioned that this does deviate away from the source material, and obviously because of gnomes and that giant list of side characters that's star-studded at the beginning of the movie that were never in the original, obviously. That being said, the film doesn't take itself too seriously, thank goodness, so it takes pride in being essentially a comedy rather than the tragedy it could have been. Some may argue that this is tragic, but I've seen far worse renditions over the countless years that they've redone Romeo and Juliet with.
But J Bob, I swear I'm a real movie. Promises.
Oh, yes. Romeo and Juliet with zombies, essentially. Let's not forget about that awesome tidbit of eating brains to review memories. Good to see you again, R.
Next time I'll show you, I swear I will.
This show is awful, terrible, disgusting. See you next week, of course.
There are some oddities about this movie that are just way too hard to ignore, though. First off, the hat tip to the two families. Since the gnomes aren't specifically Montagues or Capulets, we've gone to red versus blue. But not those guys, even though that may have been...
You ever wonder why we're here? It's one of life's great mysteries, isn't it?
Never mind. Next, Lord Redbrick is incredibly overprotective of his daughter due to losing his wife and her mother earlier. Instead of letting her learn how to live in the world, he's resorted to insisting she stay on her tower forever, which obviously she's not too keen on, and honestly, who would be okay with that? However, after one of the gnomes shatters, and Gnomeo and the other blues are to blame, her dad resorts to supergluing her to the tower. I mean, there's strict parenting out there, but this takes it to a whole new level. I mean, what the...
Dear lady, you are insane in the brain.
I never thought even you'd stoop to such levels.
These aren't really ugly items per se, but they're really out of place. First off, the slightly busty Dolly Parton gnome and the Borat or Mankini gnome. Dolly has a bit more screen time, going over the lawnmower race rules and then coming back once the reds and blues bury the hatchet with the Mankini gnome. And then, again, the Mankini gnome shows up for maybe 30 or 60 seconds total, flashing those gnome cheeks on his way out.
Feast your eyes! That's my line!
And revenge!
Do it, Benny. Do anything it takes.
Yeah, in case you forgot my gaffe from earlier, the Terraforminator is really the most bizarre thing in the movie. Aside from maybe Paris showing up for a few seconds and bejeweled glasses playing the piano like a certain star-studded pop star. So yeah, the Terraforminator. The Hulkster voices the egregiously overpowered quote-unquote lawnmower, known to man, fully decked out with a front loader with teeth, a backhoe, black paint job with hot rod flames, and some sort of laser guidance system just for good measure. The only thing that would have made it a little bit more over the top would be a Hulk gnome ripping his shirt off. Watching the advertisement in the movie reminded me of the Power Thirst commercial, and after a quick Google search, it appears that was intentional. Is it hilarious? Absolutely! Since the movie is based off Romeo and Juliet, and the two houses constantly getting revenge on each other, Benny, another gnome, uses the computer and orders the 10,000-pound lawnmower and sticks it on the Red's garden. Unfortunately, it gets out of control and totals both yards, and then, because reasons, it targets Juliet and flies through the air to take her out, because again, reasons, and explodes like a nuke, getting a chuckle out of Patrick Character's Shakespeare statue out in the distance. I mean, it adds a bit of suspense to the movie, and it is funny, so it serves its purpose, and it goes out with a bang. Literally.
Nice junk in the trunk.
Aside from the Dolly and Mankini gnome, no. It's a G-rated movie and very obviously geared to kids. Just a couple of almost kisses and a couple of actual kisses.
I don't know. I think I'm going to have to keep a hold of this one.
What?
True love always wins and everyone gets a happy ending, especially if you've got a go-to and plucky attitude about it. Basically, the last bit before the credits roll is who gets paired off with who. Lord Redbrick with Lady Blueberry, Nanette and Paris, Dolly and Mankini, and hey, Featherstone and his long-lost counterpart get back together too. So all's well that ends well. Or something.
Drum roll, please. That's your drum roll.
Overall, I'd give Gnomeo and Juliet 3.5 out of 5 stars. There's a fun story and original ideas. I can honestly say I never thought of gnomes and lawnmower drag races would be a thing, but here it is. James and Emily work very well together, as do Michael Caine and Maggie Smith. They're having fun, and you'd be hard-pressed not to have some fun while you're watching it too. The music and the story are great. Elton John brings some great material to the film, both in terms of music and his twist on the story. Jokes come and they go. They make their point and then leave. They don't keep winking and nudging a million times until you finally laugh out of exasperation or you just move on because you've finally had enough.
I'm going to tell him.
Don't you dare.
Last up, the ending. The only thing that they do bring up is how the movie should have ended, with Romeo and Juliet both dying. While I do appreciate the happy ending, the amount of times they said, "Your love is doomed," or "That ending sucks," or "This ending was way better," was getting to that point of being annoying, and for some it may have passed it. Lastly, the Terraforminator. Yeah, it existed for laughs and it got them, but that leap into the air and exploding like a bomb, I'm not really sure what to do with that, so I'll just leave it there. What else can I do? All in all, it's a really good movie. It's good to watch with the kids or a repeat with your wife, or just if you want a good laugh. I mean, there's far worse ways you could spend 83 minutes. But that's all I've got for now, so thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye! Overall, I give Gnomeo and Juliet a 3.5 out of 5 stars. Stars! Yee.